Okay, let us come across to know how the change of file permissions can be done. The change of file permissions can be done in either of two manners there. Okay, one is relative way and one more is absolute way. Okay, in my last video I had said you what is the need of changing up of file permissions there. Okay, the change of file permissions can be done by using chmod as a command there. Okay. So they usually are the one who mainly matters across with these permissions called out as a read, write and execute there. Okay, these permissions, let them be anything, okay, with whatever changes you are doing, but the default permissions which are being set can be determined by a command called out as umask. Okay, now whatever you type across with a umask as a command, okay, so and immediately whatever a 3-digit number comes, so that is being detected by overall file permissions there. Okay, overall file permissions are nothing but 777 for directory files, 666 for regular files. Okay, now if at all I use umask as a command and when I press an enter key, it gives me an display output called as 011. So 011 is detected from 777. Okay, that is ultimately your new file permissions will be 766. Okay, then the other one will be with for your regular files, it will be 655. So that will remain as your basic file permissions for any newly created regular file or else newly created directory file. Okay, so there are two ways as I said you, with one happens to be an relative manner and one more happens to be an absolute manner. Let us come across one by one what are these. Okay, so one happens to be relative manner as I said you. So whenever I am speaking about relative permission, so my command works accordingly. chmod, okay, this is an usual syntax. chmod as a command, that's at your prompt. Okay, then category, okay, then operation, permission, then file name or names. Okay, chmod, do not innovate or renovate anything with this. Okay, it will remain as usual. Okay, second comes across is category. So category is to which category of people do you want to affect the permission? Is it to user, is it to group members, or else is it to others? Okay, so now if at all you want to change the permission with user, so you can use a keyword called out as u. If you want to make any changes with a permission for group members, you can use it as g. For others, use it as o. Now like for example, if at all you want to make the changes to all the three category of people, you can use either all, else you can use ugo, either of that. Okay, now then comes the second one. Okay, that's a second very column. What values can be accepted there? Operation. So operation is nothing but either you want to add the permission to that particular file or else you want to remove the permission from that file. If you want to add it, for assigning we use an operation called it as plus, simple. Okay, if you want to remove something, we use an subtraction operator, that is a minus. And if you want to add accordingly, okay, so at that time we use an assignment operator called out as equals to. Okay, so this is for adding, removing and giving across with absolute values there. Okay, then let us come across with permission. What permissions? So permissions are only three, as I said you just now: read, write and execute. R stands out for read, W stands out for execute, W stands out for write, sorry, X stands out for execute. And if I use A is nothing but all, R, W, X, all of them together. Okay. So now let us come across with an example here. Okay, for relative file permission. You can just see that my first example, ls-l, in front of that I have given a file name there. Okay, for this particular file name, what are the permissions now? Okay, you can just come across with an display here, okay, which says out with an 7-column display to you. Okay, first one is a file type and permission. The second one tells you regarding handling count, then user ID, group ID, then comes the size, then comes the last modification time, okay, last modification date and time, then comes the file name. Okay, so this is generically. Okay, here what we have found, owner is with a permission only R and W. Okay, owner is not having the permission of execute. Now if I want to add this execute as a permission, then what will I do by relative way? You can just see the next line here. It says chmod as a command I have used, u, that is user, plus is an operation which I want to add, x start, that is to which file do I want to change the permission. To a file called out as x start, I want to add a permission called out as execute to the owner, that is user. Okay, Then if I use again ls-l and give in front of that a file name, what will I find? Priorly it was with only R and W as a file permission for user, that's owner. But here you will find it that the permissions are R, W and X. So that is read, write and execute permissions are given to the particular file here. Okay. Now let us come across with one more example. If I want to remove something, remove execute permission from all and assign read permission to group and others here. So what do? I use this A as a keyword. A stands for all. Okay, what I have said here, remove from all the execute permission. A minus X, I want to remove it. Okay, I can use a comma here. Comma is also an operation which can be used here. Comma GO plus R. Why GO? G stands for group members, O stands for others. So what has been asked here? Assigned read operation, read permission to group and others. So group and others plus R. So that's nothing but read permission is added to group and other members here to this file called as exstat. So what will happen here? To remove execute permission from all, we'll use it either A minus X you can use, else you can use it as UGO minus X. Both of them will do. Okay. Then comma GO plus R. That's nothing but it is with group members and others. You can add and read permission to it. Okay. Then the next example is to assign write and execute permission for others. How do you do it? For others, I want write and execute permission for the same file. So I take it as O plus WX. I can make a combination of those permissions also. Okay, it need not be first time only W, next time X. No requirement of that. Okay, so this is one. Let us come across with the second type now. What is this absolute manner? Absolute manner says that your permissions, that is RWX, are being given in terms of octal values here. Okay. Now, like for example, octal values are within starting from 0 till 7. Okay. So 0, if I say you to convert it into an 3-bit, how will you represent 0 in 3 bits now? It goes accordingly as 0, 0, 0. Okay. Then 1, how are you representing in 3 bits? 0, 0, 1. Then 2. 0, 1, 0, go on writing it. Okay, 0, 1, 0. Then for 3, it will be 1. What will be for 3? It will be 1, 0, 0. Okay, no, sorry, it will be 0, 1, 1. Sorry, 0, 1, 1. Then 4, it will be 1, 0, 0. 5, it will be 1, 0, 1. 6 will be 1, 1, 0. Okay, then 7 will be 1, 1, 1. Okay, you can just come across here with the slide. You can just see that read permission is given by the numeral 4. If I want to give the read permission, it is given by numeral 4. Numeral 4 is nothing but octal 100. Write permission 2. Okay, so that's been, if at all, you can just go through. 2 means write permission. 4 means read permission. Okay, execute 001. It is for execute. Okay. You can just see the interpretation of the same. If 0, 000 means hyphen, hyphen, hyphen. Okay. 1 means it is 001. So wherever 1 is there, only that permission is allotted. It is 1. That is X. Execute only. Okay. 010. That is 2. Okay. 010 is nothing but 1 is a place of W. So it stands for only write permission. 011. Write and execute. Only read. Then comes read and execute. Then comes read, write, but no execute. 7 says read, write, execute. All the 3 permissions are given here. Okay. So you can just see here, how can I have an assignment of relative permissions here? So it goes accordingly as chmod, okay, A plus RW X start. That is, by giving in absolute permission, we say that for all the categories of people, we take read and write permission for that particular file name called as X start there. Okay, so that's with your change of the permission there. Okay, whereas if at all I am using across with absolute permission, so what I will do, the same thing I will be taking here as chmod 666 X start. So 666 stands out for a 6. How do you represent 6 in octal value now? 7 is represented as 111. Okay, how is 6 represented now? Just go back to your previous one. How is 6 represented? RW hyphen, that is 110. Okay, the same one here. That is 1. The first 6 is for owner, The next 6 permission is for group members, the next 6 is for others. That is 1, 1, 0. Okay, first digit 6 for user, second for group, third for others. Okay, now in the same way, if I assign it as chmod 644, so what does 644 stand short for? 6 stands short for RW0. What is 4 now? 4 is 100. 100 means only read permission for group members, only read permission for others. Okay, one more, 761. So what's the 761? 7 is read, write, execute for owner, only read and execute for your group members. Then what is 1? How do you represent 1? 0, 0, 1. So that's nothing but only execute permission for others. Okay, so it's for assigning all the permission to all the categories. Okay, that is 777. So what will happen when you provide 777 to all of the category of people? So at that time you will find that the file permissions, whatever are being given, okay, so anyone can delete any other's file there. So that because of that, be very cautious when you are changing such kind of file permissions there. Okay, so your default by for the security implications, by default the any new file permissions will be RW and a hyphen, R hyphen hyphen and R hyphen hyphen. Okay, so if at all I use a command called out as chmod 000 xstat for this particular file called out as xstat, what will happen now? There are no permissions at all. So that's nothing but no read, write or execute permission to this file called out as xstat. So which means that they are totally, it's an hidden file now. It is equal to an hidden file. Okay. Now similarly 777, as I said, all the file permissions are given to all. So there is one more option which can be used along with chmod, that's with hyphen capital R. Capital R stands out for recursively. If a particular directory file I am changing any file permissions there, under that directory whatever file names are there, or whatever files are there, directories are there, for all of them I want to say the same file permission executes there, applies. Okay. Now here chmod hyphen R A plus X. What do you mean by A plus X? For all category of people I want to add execute as a permission there. Okay. Execute as a permission is added to all the categorization under this directory called out as shell underscore scripts. Okay. So then similarly let us come across with directory permissions here. Okay. What are these directory permissions? Directories also have permissions now. Okay. So now if at all directory does not have an read permission, you cannot CD that particular file. You cannot change to that particular directory if it does not have a read permission. Write says that you cannot make an directory file. Okay. So execute, ultimately it says that you cannot copy anything onto that particular file or anything. The default file permissions of any directory file is 755. So 755 stands out for 7 stands out for all the 3 permissions are given to owner. 5 is nothing but 101. That means read and execute permissions are given. Okay, so that's with respect to your directory permissions there. You can just go across with an example here. Okay, it says mkdir I have made a directory. Okay, ls hyphen ld. You can just come across with the file permissions there. It is a D that says file type, rwx, that's with the first 7, then 55 r hyphen x, r hyphen x. Okay, then comes how can I have an now everywhere I said that owners can change, or else owners can delete and all those things. How to change the ownerships now? The ownership of a particular file can be changed by this particular command called out as chon. Else there is one more command called out as chgrp. That is wherein you can change the group ownership of a file there. Okay, how to change the file owner now? File owner can be changed with chown options. Okay, use your owner name. Always keep in mind whenever you are changing the ownership of a file, you should be logged in into a super user. Any normal user cannot change the ownership of a particular file which has been created. So for that what you have to do is first use a command called out as su. It will ask you for the password, enter the password. So that is super user. For a particular super user a password has to be entered. Okay, and when you enter that particular password, immediately you can just see that the prompt was priorly $, now it has been changed to hash here. Okay, as soon as it has been turned to hash, okay, you can just find that the entry, whatever you are done now, you are an super user now. Okay. As a super user, you can just see the command what I have used, chmod, okay, Sharma note. So what do you mean by that? Sharma note is nothing but priorly for this particular file, I am least interested who was the owner of this file called out as note. Now here you can just find out ls-l note. By this you can find that who was the owner, he was Kumar. Now what I have made a new owner, chmod, directly specify the new owner name and the file name. Okay, as soon as I specify this new owner name is assigned to this particular file called out as note. Okay, and you can just see that I have used an semicolon between these two commands. So semicolon says that you can combine two lines together. It's not hard and fast, you have to use it like that. Just use chmod, Sharma note and press an enter key. In the next line you can use ls-l note. Okay, when you use that and press an enter key, you can just find that priorly it was Kumar as the owner, now Sharma is the owner of that particular file now. Okay, then how to change the group ownership now. Okay, how to change the group ownership? Group ownership can be changed by, you can use the command called out as chgrp. Okay, directly give the group owner name, okay, and to which file do you want to change it. Here you can see that who was my group owner here priorly, he was metal, okay, to this file called out as dept.lst. But who is the new owner here? It is dba. I have just changed directly with chgrp dba dept.lst. So that's nothing but dba is the new owner, new group owner of this file called out as dept.lst. Okay, now in the same way I can use the same chmod to change both the ownership of a file of a owner and the group. So how can you do that? It is chmod Sharma dba dept.lst. So that's nothing but here the ownership of dept.lst is changed to Sharma and group to dba. So the first argument tells you regarding the owner name, the second argument tells you regarding the group owner of that particular file called out as dept.lst. You need not execute it as two different commands there. Okay, even the same chmod itself can be workable to change both the things of an particular file there. Okay, so I hope you have got across to know it. So it's with file attributes there, basic file attributes and changing up of ownership of a file there. Okay, thank you.